we're the only platform in the world that follows the consumer journey before, during, and after the moment, right? And so that's a unique opportunity for brands to intersect into those experiences in an additive way that earns consumer attention.
Retail media obviously is expanding fast and faster every day. Where does Uber fit into that ecosystem, and what opportunity are brands missing?
Yeah, I think sometimes we forget that beyond a retail media ecosystem, Uber is actually a commerce media ecosystem, and there's a whole mobility side of the house that consumers interact with and engage with every single day, and that intent and signal is just as strong as on the retail media side of the house, right? And so we have a very unique opportunity to utilize that as a tool to fill the top of the funnel, as well as driving commerce within the Uber Eats delivery platform. And I'll give you a great example. Big summer for events across the globe, right? There's a global soccer tournament happening at the moment, and it's also the 250th anniversary of the United States of America, which I will be returning to very shortly. And we are partnering with Molson Coors across their portfolio, from Miller to Coors to Topo Chico and Blue Moon. And what we're doing is we're creating in-app and IRL experiences around stadiums and key events and venues to create a halo effect, right? So that not only do we have that hardworking media that's live within Uber Eats, but we're creating brand impact, talkability, and measurability across the funnel.
Corey, advertisers are under more and more pressure to prove outcomes. What are they asking for the most right now, and how is Uber helping deliver it?
Yeah, so every day we see 40 million trips per day across the globe. It's around 1.7 trips every hour. That's a whole lot of signal, right? And so what my team does is they are very effective at mining those signals and putting them into the brief in a way that not only pays out against the media component, but also creates an additive and measurable experience for consumers in the real world to connect the dots seamlessly.
Corey, let's continue connecting the dots.
Yeah.
Particularly as consumers move seamlessly between those physical and digital worlds that you described. How does Uber help brands connect those moments in a meaningful way?
We talk a lot about moments as marketers, but consumers don't live moments. They don't live the trip to the airport. They don't live the global soccer tournament, right? They don't live a concert, they experience them, right? And so with Uber, brands are given a unique opportunity to take advantage of that signal. And with the Creative Studio, we sit at the intersection between Uber advertising and what I call the broader Uberverse. So we have operational frameworks in place with cross-functional teams across mobility, consumer marketing, PR, and comms. And what we're really, really effective at doing is connecting the dots, not only across Uber, but across the physical and the digital worlds to create experiences that enhance the consumer journey and earn consumer attention.
Corey, looking ahead to next year, as we're in the latter half of 2026, as hard as that may be to believe,
Yeah.
what's the biggest shift you expect in advertising and media that marketers should be preparing for right now?
Yeah, this is a big one. So I think we are all exhausted and overstimulated by this fragmented and unpredictable world that we live in and all the options that we need to navigate through every day. And I think what we're seeing on the consumer side is fatigue there, right? Consumers are actively looking to regain control, and we do that by taking advantage of the way that they use platforms and the consumer benefit that they are then rewarded with. We talk so much about buying audience, but we really don't focus in on why that audience comes to our platform. And with the Creative Studio in place, not only are we able to meet that consumer demand and drive that benefit, but we're able to do that in a way that feels additive, that extends the value of the media campaign, and brings the consumer a magical experience to real life, whether that's in-app custom integration or an IRL experience live and on site.